Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Inside Golf. I'm Harry Mays. This is what we got coming up on this week's show. First, we're headed to Llanerch Country Club for the High School Invitational. Area teams taking on a classic course with a chance to measure their games against top competition. Then, the Snider Cup, golf with a purpose, benefiting Ed Snider Youth Hockey and Education. It supports academic leadership and life skills programs for Philly's young people. And we close with our teed-off panel as they revisit the most memorable moments in Ryder Cup history. It's coming up next, right here on Inside Golf.
The 28th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the first tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
The Golf Association of Philadelphia. Founded in 1897, GAP is the nation's oldest regional or state golf association. We serve amateur golf in Eastern PA, Southern New Jersey, and all of Delaware. GAP welcomes all golfers, junior or senior, male or female, public or private. Join the Golf Association of Philadelphia today. Our mission is always to preserve, protect, and promote the great game of golf. Before you tee it up, look us up. Visit gapgolf.org to find out more.
My players never really get this opportunity to play a private course as nice as Llanerch. And a lot of the players here today have the same situation where they don't have access to Llanerch or a private course, where we bring all these teams together, where they have access to this day. We call it a country club for a day. Everybody's here for the day. They have a great breakfast, lunch, dinner, award ceremony, and they get to play this beautiful course. What could be better?
These tournaments don't happen without a lot of people working hard behind the scenes to try to really make sure that things are in place so that you guys maximize your enjoyment. This year we were especially honored to have Lincoln Financial be the title sponsor of this tournament. I don't know whether many of you know this or not, but they recently sponsored Chris Gotterup, Chris Gotterup won the Irish Open. Chris Gotterup came in third in the Open Championship, and this past weekend qualified for the top 30 in the FedEx Cup, who he will be playing in Eastlake this coming weekend. And because of that, we reached out to him to see if he might have some words of wisdom for you guys tonight. He couldn't make it, but in place of being here, he had a couple words he wanted to say to all of you all.
I just wanted to send a big congratulations to all of you at the Llanerch High School Golf Invitational. Just showing up and competing is a huge accomplishment.
Being involved at Llanerch, I always saw that most high school sports had ball fields and gymnasiums, and golf was always one of those sports where they were knocking on our door, can we practice or play on your course? And as a result of that, we got the idea of saying, why don't we put together a little tournament to give the kids access to the course, which they wouldn't otherwise have. And it turned into something much bigger than we imagined. It was literally to be for just our local community of high schools, and we decided to make it much bigger, and then GAP got involved and sponsors got involved, and it really grew to what it is today.
Mount St. Joseph, the team of Dario Yo, Amelia Mace, Annie Corrigan, Katie Collins, and Michaela Llanerch. Great play, guys. Come on up and take a picture with the trophy. and your active medals. And then we're going to go to the individual title.
Yeah, it's important to us because we get a lot of high schools that come to us looking for access to our golf course, and rather than say no to all of them, we thought we'd have the opportunity to say yes to all of them and give them one day to come out, compete before the season starts, kind of as a warm-up, but also raise money for GAP's foundation and for Youth on Course. So it kind of gave us the opportunity to kill two birds with one stone, and a week off of the heels of the state open, we feel pretty fortunate that our membership gave up the course for another day. These high school kids get to go play the same golf course that, you know, Patrick Sheehan and Braden Shattuck and some of the area's best professionals played on last week.
Very beneficial to our players to be able to get to play a hard course like this. Just gets them ready for the rest of the season. We're in the beginning stages of our season, and this is a great tune-up to play Llanerch Country Club and really get ready for the rest of the season. Doesn't matter if they play well, they don't play well, they absolutely love it. One of my kids came up to me after the first year, dropped his bag and said, "Coach, I shot 100, but boy did I have fun."
Starting any new event, you don't know how it's going to go. You don't know, what's going to work, what's not going to work, and we're lucky here. We have a great team of members who kind of lead the event from a strategic standpoint, and with partners like Lincoln Financial, Golf Genius, Annie Ann's Pretzels. A lot of our members have sponsored this event in multiple ways, cash and other efforts, and that's really made it an unbelievable event for the kids. We get to give them, nice stuff. They get to come here, eat, and really the ethos of the day is to be members for a day. So they're treated like members for a day.
So just to put that in perspective, with the money we're raising today, we're going to be able to support around 5,000 rounds of golf for juniors in this region. So I'm going to introduce Jason Funderburg from our team over here in the corner. He'll be here the rest of the evening here. And if you're not a part of the program, if you're interested in getting that access to golf courses for $5 or less, we can sign you up for free today. Get you signed up, you can take part of the program.
So GAP is the local administrator for Youth on Course in our area. Youth on Course is a national program that was created to eliminate cost as a barrier of entry to golf. Any Youth on Course member can play a round of golf and walk for $5 or less. We have nearly 50 courses with over 15,000 kids that have played more than 30,000 rounds this year alone. The Llanerch High School Invitational will subsidize more than 5,000 rounds to GAP junior golfers this year. We are so thankful for their support.
It wouldn't happen unless people got involved. I mean, these things just don't happen. So committee members at our club got involved, sponsors got involved. This year in particular, Lincoln Financial stepped up and really became a title sponsor for us this year, which really set the tone for others willing to contribute. And that was huge to get to the next level. If we could convince a couple other clubs to be able to put together a similar tournament, it could be really special and really have a much bigger footprint.
3 points, Brad McDermott. Great play, Brad. All right, ending the team competitions. Third place.
For us, it's more important that the kids remember playing in this event and having fun and meeting kids and playing with kids from other schools than it is crowning a champion who shoots a low score. We're here to raise money. We're estimating about 5,000 rounds for Youth on Course through the fundraising today. So that's 5,000 rounds of golf for kids who can play at $5. It's really awesome. But that financial aspect of the members and the families of the players stepping up, donating, sponsoring the bags that we give them with the gear, companies sponsoring scholarships. It's really amazing. We've given, today we gave away $5,000 scholarship to a young lady for her future, academic goals. And that's really, there's not many events like it, so we're hopeful other clubs will hop on. And I think 10 years down the line, you could see 3 of these happening on the same day at different clubs, different private clubs that could step up, because they're also getting the same question we got, who can come out and play? Can we come play? It just feels like an easy way to, get the high schools out there, support the high schools, and support the good foundation.
Yep. It's time to unplug in Montgomery County, PA. Side effects may include moments of euphoria, a rush of culinary cravings, and a lot less screen time and more weed time.
Most golfers spend weeks and even months planning their dream golf vacation, researching transportation, lodging, and tee times. But not you, Doug.
Not me.
Not you. All you have to worry about is piping your drive on this iconic hole you've wanted to play since you were 9. because you booked your golf vacation with All Access and they took care of everything. Clear your mind, dog. Ouch.
Heaven.
All Access. Sadly, we have to leave the golf to you.
Before we get to the Snider Cup, Philadelphia lost Flyers icon Bernie Parent this week, a longtime ambassador for Ed Snider Youth Hockey and Education. He championed its mission. Here's a look back at his appearance at the Snider Cup over the years.
First of all, with Snider Cup, and education, it's so important for the younger generation to be supportive of those young kids to grow and follow their vision, their passion. It's not easy in this world. And this organization really helped the young generation to achieve that, and it's a beautiful thing.
We're here today kind of like taking note of Ed Snider's contribution, not just in hockey, but other things like Snider Hockey and Education. What do you think if somebody were to ask you the legacy of Ed was? What was it?
Well, Ed was a caring person. Really care about hockey players, of course, played on his team, but he also cared as a human being. If you had a problem or something like this, he was always there, trying to help you to overcome the problem. What a great individual. I loved him so.
And with that, we turn to this year's Snider Cup and the mission Bernie Parent helped elevate.
We're here at Huntington Valley Country Club for another look at the Snider Cup. Now in its 5th year, first time it's been played at Huntington Valley. But we're with two people who go way back with 20 years is actually being celebrated this year. This is Llanerch, who is no stranger, especially to hockey fans. Lauren, good to see you. You're also a board member of Snider Hockey and Education. And Scott Thorpe, he runs the whole show, right? Scott, how many years now have you been involved?
I'm 19 years. It'll be.
So you missed the opener?
I missed the opener. I came in a year late.
Scott and Lauren, Ed Snider, you have to give him credit for the whole thing with Snider Hockey and Education. It was his idea to set this up, and boy, did he do a good job, didn't he?
He sure did. He had big aspirations, and those of us that knew Ed know that he always dreamt big. So we think he'd be thrilled at our progress.
I'm sure he would be. Lauren, in your years involved with the Flyers and also involved as a board member of Snider Hockey and Education, what are the most important aspects of it as far as you're concerned?
Well, it all starts with family, with Flyers family and Ed Snider's vision for youth. I think people saw him as this giant, larger-than-life character and this Philly guy, and people didn't know it maybe as much about his passion for kids and for education and for helping people. So this is all in the family, and it just makes me really proud to be part of it.
Yeah, it's philanthropy on steroids. The biggest, for me, one of the biggest takeaways for what you guys have been doing is, and Ed set it up, I guess, the 2-for-1 when it came to donations. Explain that for our viewers.
Yeah, we joke around a lot. We say, well, Ed is still controlling us even from the grave. And, he wanted to really do something that I'm not sure any other organization does. He left us a great deal of money, as many people know, a very substantial endowment, but he decided that the only way that we can tap into that would be raising money ourselves. So he is basically, in effect, pledged in perpetuity that he would match every dollar that we raise with 2 of his own.
So it's not a 1-for-1, it's a 2-for-1.
It's a 2-for-1. So today, if a foursome comes out in this event and pays $25,000, which some do, we instantly turn that into $75,000. That all goes directly to our kids. The match goes directly to our kids, no overhead involved, no administrative costs, and it's a pretty wonderful thing.
I'm joined right now by the chairman of Snider Hockey and Education, Bill Whitmore, and we got the vice chair, Paul Troy. Bill, let's go back. Whose idea was it to have the Snider Cup and play this format the way you do?
Well, our CEO, Scott Thorpe, actually came up with the idea. We put a group of board members together and friends of Snider Hockey, and we decided to create something different, and we have. So we've raised about $8 million gross in 5 years, and we play 4 tournaments. So the way we work it is 8 players can sign up for a foursome, only 4 can play at a time. And a lot of our supporters have just syndicated foursomes, and I heard the number this morning that 47 of the golfers have been here for every event.
For 5 years.
For 5 years.
Going into its 5th year.
Yep, yep.
And you still have, 2 more to go, right?
We have 2 more to go. We're going to Overbrook in September, and we finalize at Golf Mills in October.
Right. Paul, now you're the vice chairman for Snider Hockey and Education. You're a golfer, obviously. What sparked your interest to get involved?
Getting involved with Snider Hockey started with seeing an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about it maybe 15 years ago. And I was attracted mainly because here was an entrepreneur doing something for children in the city that was desperately needed. And secondly, that it wasn't a handout. The children were all given an opportunity to succeed. They have to show up at the rink, they have to turn in their grades and report cards, meet expectations, and if they do that, further worlds of opportunity await them educationally if they can meet that. So they earn it every step of the way, and we couldn't be more proud of them.
You know, Harry, we have, because of this golf tournament, 187 young people have been given college scholarships. Think about that. And we're now around 147 high school scholarships. So we're taking these young people that are just terrific young people and giving them an opportunity to succeed.
And today you're going to succeed on the golf course, right?
I hope I succeed on the golf course today.
It's a great track. It's as competitive as any golf course in the area, as you know.
I just hope for one flat lie out here. I know there's none.
Gentlemen, thank you. Good luck today.
Thank you, Harry.
Before we wrap, a quick note from another Snider Cup event. The event's Hole-in-One Challenge now carries a new name, honoring our longtime Inside Golf host and supporter of Snider Youth Hockey and Education's mission.
Harry, thanks for everything you've done for Snider.
Welcome, everybody. I wanted to announce something that we thought was very fitting. As many of you know, have been with us for the last many years, decade, whatever we've been doing this, that Harry Donahue has been a big part of our program and a major supporter of the Snider Cup and Snider Hockey. Harry's been going through some medical challenges. He's doing terrific. I talked to him the other day. But we thought it was appropriate to recognize Harry. So our Hole-in-One Challenge will now be known as the Harry Donahue Celebrity Hole-in-One Challenge. And we're going to have that for every hole after this. If some of you know Harry, he's a legendary broadcaster. I call him a sports encyclopedia because I think he is, but he's a really terrific guy, and I've known him for a long time, and I just think it's fitting that we honor him in this way. And again, thank you all for being here, and thank you for supporting Snider Hockey and Education.
Our Teed Off panel is brought to you by Lulu Country Club.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Mays, coming to you from Lulu Country Club's Ross Pub, where we have once again convened the Teed Off panel. And we start all the way down to the right with Lulu's own Jim Sullivan.
Thank you for having me, Harry.
Best
Great to be
golfer
here.
at Lulu. Is that what they say?
Not many say that.
No, there's a lot of great teams here at Lulu. Joe Logan from MyPhillyGolf.com. Always great to have you.
Good to be here.
And Michael Brown, of course, the president of the First Tee of Philadelphia and actually the host of one of my greatest days in golf. Much appreciated.
One of my greatest days, too.
There you go, there you go. Well, the Ryder Cup is upon us, and it's one of the greatest events in all of sport, not just golf. And every 2 years, it's packed with great moments. And I just wanted to get, conversation going today about the greatest memories that you guys have of watching Ryder Cups. How long have you been watching the Ryder Cup and so forth? Jim?
Well, it's, when you sent this question out, it's really interesting thinking about it just in the context of life, right? I'm 50 now, kids, the whole deal, and life's different. And I can tell you some key sort of parts of every one of the Ryder Cups in the 90s. So 91 at Kiowa through 99 at Brookline, different things that happened. And I watched them and I was into it, and I'm, playing golf every day and working on it. And so the 2001 with 9/11 moved to 2002, and I watched them all. I couldn't tell you the place or result of any single one. I guess I remember 2 years ago they got blown out in
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
You can almost tell you.
Marco Simone.
But
Yes.
I'll have it on. I watch as much as the weekend allows me to watch. I'll watch most of it. But so the decade of the 90s, I was locked in, and it was must-watch TV, and it's unbelievable viewing. And not a whole lot since then, though, as far as top of my current brain, which is diminishing.
Wow.
Joe, you've probably been closer to Ryder Cups than anybody.
How long I've been watching it? Since TV was invented. I think it's when I.
What year was that?
No, I've been to a bunch of them. It's also must-watch TV now. I mean, and when it comes on, I get the wife and the kids and the dog out of the house, lock it up, and sit down and fire up the 80-inch TV.
Beautiful.
But we're talking about memories. One of my greatest memories has nothing really to do with the actual golf. It was 2002 at the Belfry in England, and I'd spent it was Sunday, and I'd spent the entire day walking the course, following matches, to no avail because the Europeans beat them pretty soundly, like 15.5 to 12.5. But the memory has to do with later when I was sitting down to write a story for the Philadelphia Inquirer, and the media center was right next to some hospitality tent, I don't know, and I couldn't write because all you could hear was the Europeans cheering. You know that song, ole, ole,
Yeah.
ole, 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 and it was so loud. I was putting things in my ears, and I'm wondering how long can this go on?
Right.
And it went on until I was finished and left the building. So it went on forever. I don't know how they sang it that long.
What about you, Brownie?
I had the pleasure of going to the 08 at Valhalla.
Okay.
And you think about guys that you wouldn't think would be on the Ryder Cup team. Boo Weekley and J.B. Holmes were on that team. And remember, they were riding their club, like they're riding a horse.
Boo was.
Boo was.
And J.B. Holmes was driving par fours, and he was from Louisville, and the crowd was crazy. But the thing I thought was coolest, you could get the little headset, like the IBM headset, and if you clicked it this way, you got Dan Hicks, and if you clicked the other way, you got the European. And I was listening, and I think it was like, Ian Colsautz makes another birdie, and it's another dagger, and Phil Mickelson, and he's still 3 down. And I'm like, what am I listening to? the conversation, it was all one-sided, and I think that's where we are today. It's as polarizing as people can yell, they can scream, they can sing ole, ole, whatever they want to do is okay in this event.
And when did that happen? When do you think that turned?
I think it was late 90s.
I think it's when they started winning.
So when Justin Leonard made his putt and the whole American world ran across the
On the
green
17th
before Olazabal
green,
had a chance to putt? Right. I mean, there was certainly plenty of build-up in the years before that, but that really seemed like a tipping point on the animosity, it seems to me.
Some say it started at Kiowa.
Yeah.
The war at the shore, right?
Bernhard Langer missing that one.
He missed the putt against Hale Irwin, I believe, right? I remember just a few years ago, the one that stands out was the Patrick Reed versus Rory McIlroy. I think
Hazeltine.
They were first off, I believe, at Hazeltine.
Captain America.
Oh, it was terrific. And, Rory going, like this to the crowd and, all this kind of stuff. I love that stuff.
I do too.
And
Trash talking.
do you think the Ryder Cup is better than the majors? Or is it only because it only happens every 2 years? You don't have 4 of them each year.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this Ryder Cup and the ones that are really down to the last couple singles matches to decide the match, that's better watching than the majors. I mean, the majors are great. I love the Masters, US Open, British Open. I watch that all the time. The PGA Championship are great. Yeah. But if you have a Ryder Cup down to the last 2 or 3 matches and it's really heated, and especially if you add in, you have, great players in those last few spots, boy, that would have to be the highest. I'll bet it'd be the highest viewing that you have all year. This year, if something like that happened, Bethpage in New York and
right.
Harry, what singles match do you want to see?
I'd like to see Rory against Scheffler.
Me too.
On Sunday, yeah.
I'd like to see them. The first guy out set the tone.
Well, I think the first guy out should be Bryson DeChambeau for America. I mean, could he drive that green up close to that green on one, that dogleg right?
That last Open there, they were driving it over the corner to 50 or 60 yards, so he's just taking a little different angle.
He would electrify that place. I mean, that would be some great theater. But
wait a second, isn't there some real animosity? I mean, Rory and Scotty are buddies. Is there any heat with anybody? Is the Rahm going to live? Is there anybody that would
Well, he's going to get it from the crowd, big time.
Good for him. He can handle it.
I don't know if he can handle it.
Well, he can take it.
He can take it. But Tyrrell Hatton's another guy. I can't wait to watch him. Why was Tiger Woods' record at the Ryder Cup so poor? 13, 21, and 3. Real quick.
Didn't care.
You think so?
It wasn't that important to him. In my opinion, Tiger is, other than Jack, he's the greatest, but he's about individual accolades, not a team guy.
No. Wow.
Just my thought.
I think you're right.
I think there's two dynamics. That's part of it, but I think in team matches, I think he sucks the oxygen out of the room, and then every opponent has 18 holes to get a piece of Tiger Woods' hide. It's their final round. I mean, everybody's amped up, but this is their peak time to focus. And I think the competition amps up, and I think his teammates were not as, could come up as a letdown. I don't have facts around what his statistics were, how he played in those matches, but it's just such a flip from even his regular match play career, where he won at the tour level, he won the match play championship a few times. I mean, he's a match play killer.
Yeah.
That record just doesn't make sense.
And don't forget, he always played against the #1 player on the European team. So
that's true.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And he didn't get paid.
Well, yeah.
He didn't get paid.
Don't start with that. All right, a Ryder Cup at Bethpage. They'll be certain to have some great memories to add to all of these for this year. But that'll do it for this week's edition of Teed Off here at Lulu Country Club. Our thanks again to our great panel. I'm Harry Mays, but don't go anywhere because there's still more of Inside Golf after this.
Hi, Tony Salucci with the Beacon Group of Companies. If your company has between 50 and 500 employees enrolled in your health insurance plan, there's a really good chance we can reduce your costs significantly and increase the benefits employees receive. How do we do it? We put you together with several thousand employers of a similar size across the country so your company can get amazing buying power. Schedule a conversation with one of our employee benefits specialists today at mybeacongroup.com.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. I'm Harry Mays, but join us right here on NBC Sports Philadelphia next week for more Inside Golf.
The 28th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf, the first tee of Greater Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, and Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia section of the PGA.